I think the best place to start is probably the automations that I have. The automations are a feature in Codex, and are you familiar with Codex?
Yeah, you have an app right now specifically, right? Like you know how Cloud Coding download the app, you have the Codex app. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Codex app is OpenAI's version of Cloud Code that allows you to do various things. And so there's an automations tab that I really like. And these automations essentially just represent prompts that happen on some cadence. And so these are the AI interactions that I have valuable enough that they happen daily. And what this automation does is every day it'll go through one service and it will look for elements that it can fix. And essentially it'll open a pull request if it finds something. The pull requests end up looking like this. So in this case, it found that there's a casing issue. You can see that basically it updated company pricing to be in enum here, and it updated the way that I handle the HTTP status. So it's just making the code a little bit better every day. I'll review this later, but it's just an example. So that's one of the use cases. So basically my code just gets better every day automatically, right, in my backend.
And better, it's like faster, more efficient, clearer.
Yeah, any one of those. It's just more in line with the standards that I've laid out in the agents.md file. So like I laid out standards, it goes through and just updates things, makes them a little bit better every day. Yeah, so there's a few criteria that I'd use. I think there's something like called the 3Ds that I've heard recently. So it's like something is dull, it involves documentation, and it's primarily digital, something like that. So if something is really dull, it's probably a good candidate for automating. For me, it's been really boring to keep going on LoopNet, to keep going on Craigslist, keep searching locations over and over, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something I chose to automate. I know that it's just really boring and it involves a lot of documentation also, right? Because I have to send all these emails and correspond. And then it's also fully a digital thing. So like that's a good sort of rule of thumb on what's good to automate.
So yeah, I guess what's coming up is that like for someone that's primarily using it as chat, what would be the most leverage pivot for them to use it in a way that is really empowering and frees up bandwidth to focus on creative ideas or high level strategy ideas? Or would be to move out of the chatbot into AI automation or building with it more effectively?
You know, it really depends on who you are, but I'd say going from just prompting to automations is one of the things that's unlocked a lot for me, because I used to spend probably like 10 hours a week on location search stuff. And now it's like I'm getting the same amount or more done, and I'm spending like an hour per week. Yeah, I mean, I go back to what I said earlier, like you need a project or something that keeps you motivated to keep learning. If you don't have something that keeps you motivated, you have no reason to learn. And you're going to have an option on Saturday night of, do I want to go to the movies or do I want to research cutting edge technology? And if you're not building anything, you're always going to go to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you really need something that keeps you passionate. In terms of places to keep track of this stuff, like my two places right now are Reddit and X. And I'm on Reddit and X like every day, just kind of browsing. So I know immediately when new models are coming out. I know immediately when new capabilities are released. And that's how I educate my company on it. Like there's a new feature that just came out that I've been experimenting with that's really good. And so basically what you can do with AI, like if you're looking for land deals, just have a lot of land deals going and just have it draft emails for you for these deals, do the interactions, and have a spreadsheet that tracks basically what interactions have happened, and it will automatically update where those interactions are for you. And so you don't have to go into these spreadsheets and like keep track of where these deals are. So that just enables you to do a lot more research and a lot more deals. You basically the idea of this is like you want to take those digital things that you were doing at a low level and just like automate everything to the point where you're like a puppet master that's allowing AI to just run your entire digital world, right? Because it's smart enough to do this stuff now.